love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
Yeah, welcome to the Rebuttal Entertainment. Breaking news. The biggest fight in boxing is happening. And some of the other bigger fights in boxing is happening. Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis has been announced. So the boxing gods are speaking. They're speaking. They're letting us know that now all that bull crap we just went through with them two other guys, Coughlin and Spence, it's time to move on. It's time to make these big fights, and the biggest fight is happening now. You know, Las Vegas, Nevada, April, May, Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, two of the biggest stars in boxing, you know, and I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. I think I'm giving it 60-40 Gervonta Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia always will have a puncher's chance. He will always have a puncher's chance, but I just think Tank is have more experience, and Ryan just need to work on his defense a little bit more. And he's gonna be okay. Even if he loses, he's gonna be okay because he got a fan base. He got a fan base, and people got to stop letting just because you lose one fight that you done. That's the problem now. These fighters are losing these fights, and they don't want to fight these big mega fights because they think if they lose, they done. For instance, Bud Crawford. He had before Earl Spence, he had a chance to fight Keith Thurman. You know, that same $7 million he gave Amir Khan, he could have gave it to Keith Thurman. Keith would have signed on the dotted line, but no, he chose not to. Now he choose not to fight Earl Spence Jr. Some people just don't want the fights. And I think Terrence Crawford just accept where he's at, what he's been doing. He's happy. And let him be. But now we're getting bigger fights. Gervonta Tank Davis is one of the biggest stars in boxing besides Canelo Alvarez in terms of pay-per-view. And I'm going to say that because he hasn't even fought the stars at 135 to get his real pay-per-view numbers. Tank's biggest pay-per-view number came with Rolly Romero. I think it was 300,000, I think, 300,000, something like that. Rolly just talked his way into that. Now, just imagine him fighting Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Lomachenko. His pay-per-view number would go way higher than 300,000. Earl Spence Jr., he plateaued unless he fights Terrence Crawford. Earl Spence's biggest pay-per-view number was Mikey Garcia. It was 300-something thousand. So you can't sit here and tell me Gervonta Tank Davis is not after Canelo Alvarez, one of the biggest fighters in boxing, stars in boxing, when he hasn't even fought the best in his own weight class. And when he do, his pay-per-view number is going to jump tremendously high. Facts over feelings. Ryan Garcia, he just does his own. He hasn't been on pay-per-view number, but we're going to put it like this. He got 20 to 10 million Instagram followers. And I put it like this. Out of the 20 or 10 million Instagram followers, just 2% buy the pay-per-view. Just 2% of his 10 million by pay-per-view, that's 250-something thousand people. Something like that. So just imagine 2% of his 10 million or 20 million Instagram followers, people who love Ryan Garcia, just buy the pay-per-view. I give it 600-something thousand pay-per-views. I think this pay-per-view is going to do. And I think it's going to be a blockbuster. Never know. Both fighters might get put down, might get knocked down. But who's going to get up? Who got the intestinal fortitude? Who got the heart, the determination to get up and take it back to their man? We never know. That's why I am so glad they made this fight. We got Frank Martin, Michael Rivera. They fighting. Hell of a fight. That might be the fight of the year. That might be the fight of the year. We got David Benavidez, Caleb Plant. They made that fight. Keep going. We need more fights, man. You know, they can do it. We got supposedly Lomachenko, Devin, Undisputed Dream Haney. Make that fight. That fight supposed to become to fruition. But like I told you guys, in 2023, if we don't get these fights, it's going to be a problem. You know, fire stick everything. We fire and sticking every single thing until these people give us these fights. But they trying. I would give them that much. They are trying their best now that the Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford fight didn't happen. They moved on. Hopefully, Terrence Crawford move on and retire or do what he want to do. Now, just imagine them announcing Keith Thurman and Earl Spence Jr. The Boxing Gospel really, really doing their thing if that happened. I mean, we can't complain. We cannot complain if they announce Keith Thurman and Earl Spence Jr. You know, I don't want to see Earl Spence Jr. known us. You know what I mean? I just don't want to see that. We want to see the best fighting the best, and Earl can say he wiped out the whole division by ending it with Keith Thurman, the guy who beat all the guys he done already beat. You know what I mean? The guy he hate the most in the welterweight division. You know, so hopefully we can get that matchup. So we are now starting to get in some of the biggest fights they can make. They've been trying to make in boxing. Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder, you know. So they trying to make it. Hopefully they can continue making it in 2023. Regis Prograis, Zepeda, you know, the Catterall and Josh Taylor rematch. So 2023 is going to be lit. It's going to be on fire. And out of all them people, you know what I mean? The smaller guys from 140 on down, Gervonta Tank Davis is leading everybody. He's the big fish. He's the orca, the pay-per-view, the crowd pleaser. Facts over feelings. Y'all don't like it. I know a lot of you podcasters don't like it. I know a lot of these journalists don't like it. They're going to watch this video and say all this stuff because they Devin the Dream Haney, Devin a good fighter. He's a good fighter. But don't nobody care about them belts. These people keep talking about legacy and all this crap. I know a lot of legends that's broke, homeless. Yeah, you in the Hall of Fame, you broke, you homeless. Go make that money, young people. Go get the money. I don't blame Terrence Crawford for going to get that $13 million. I blame Crawford for the way he treated Al Heyman. You don't do business like that, businessman. Who taught you business? You just don't do stuff like that. But that's no here or there. They making these fights, man. And hopefully they can make the bigger fight after this stuff. Hopefully we can see Haney and Tank Davis, Shakur Lomachenko, Gary Antoine Russell, Regis Prograis, Wilder, Joshua. You know, I don't want to see Wilder Fury 3. Sometimes you 4. Sometimes you can't beat the guy. Sometimes a guy have your number. You just got to move on. But if it's happened, so be it. We just, you know, just got to see it. But these other fights can be made. Monster Inu, you know, him and Cool Boy. So it's a lot of fights that can be made. Clarissa Shields against anybody. She's the growth. Make these fight, people. Keep making us happy. Let's keep putting these haters in their place. These people who hating PBC and all these other managers and promoters and companies and just don't want to see nothing. They trying to make the big fights and people still not happy. Where they do that at? They trying to make these big fights and you guys are still not happy. Shame on you. Stop downgrading these fights just to get a click, just to get a subscriber. You know what I mean? Because you hating on a company. You know what I mean? The Rebuttal Entertainment. Thanks the boxing gods, man. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace and blessings, everybody.
I love love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mine.